Good afternoon, all. Just a recap on the week. We had a wonderful week, good preparation. The preparation has been going well. Everyone reported, and obviously we had some changes, but the guys who came in has been looking good. It's good to see some familiar faces back into the team. It's good to see Mudau and Sitole back. Obviously we know what happened to Sitole, and to see him back after a year, it's amazing. And yeah, the mood in the camp has been good. Training has been amazing, and the guys are looking forward to getting the job done.
Thanks, Ronza. I'll just start with the first question for you, Ronza. Given the magnitude of the next two games, which is the last two matches of a long qualifying program, how has the camp been, and looking towards the fact that we know exactly what we need to get done in this next two matches?
Yeah, I mean, we know what's at stake. It's coming to the end now, and it's the business end of the qualifiers. But nothing needs to change. We just need to be the team that we've been over the last 2 or 3 years. We've been growing. We've been so good. But we need to finish it on a positive note. We've set ourselves high standards. When we started the World Cup campaign, we said that we want to be there and we want to qualify. And it's close now, and it's in our hands. And I think that's the most important thing, that we're not going to look for favors or rely on other teams. We want to get the job done. And that's the mentality that we all have, and that's the mentality in the camp. We've got 2 important games. We know how tough it's going to be. They're not going to make it easy for us, and we don't expect them to. So if you had to see the way training was this week, you can see that the boys mean business, and they know how important it is for us to qualify.
This game is labeled as a Zimbabwe home game, but it's on South African soil. I think even without that, many would have deemed you guys as the favourites going into not just this game, but the Rwanda game as well. Between you and the coach and maybe the leadership group, how big has it been having to manage the sort of favourites tag going into these sort of games with everything else that is sort of expected from you guys?
At the end of the day, none of that matters. The most important thing is to show up and to get the job done. And I think you've seen that over the last 2 years, where people are putting high expectations for the team now. But we just do what we can do. We control what we can control. That's the mentality, the brotherhood, the team spirit. And most importantly, in the 90 minutes is to show up, get the job done, play as hard as we can. And we don't put too much emphasis on what's going and the tag, because through good and bad times, we've learned and we've grown as a team. We've come a long way as a team, and we know what it takes to be at the top. We've tasted a lot of defeats, we've had success as well, so we want to stay on that road of the success. We need to control what we can, and that is the next 2 games. It's so important, and we still have an opportunity, a big opportunity. So we know how important it is, and either way, these 2 games are still going to be important, and we had to get the job done. And I think it's okay. We haven't spoken about it. We don't have to, because we can't do anything about it now. We rather focus and put all our energy into the next 2 games. And like I said, if you can see the energy that we brought on training this week, you can see it's a team that means business. I mean, when you look at the Zim team, you can't only pinpoint one player. They've got players playing all over the world now, doing amazing. I mean, if you see the goal that Munetsi scored over the weekend, it gets you worried. So we don't solely focus on one player. We know his qualities. Obviously, we've played against him and we know what he's about. But for us is to focus on ourselves. That's the mentality that we've always had. Because we don't even know if he might start tomorrow, you know. So we just focus and prepare ourselves, make sure that we are ready. We have a game plan, we have a strategy, and obviously we've analyzed them. So we know the strength, the weaknesses, and obviously we know most of them as well. So it's going to be a good one. We know they're going to come out. They're going to obviously want to get the job done as well and not make it easy for us. And we don't expect them to. You know, it's a FIFA World Cup qualifier.
The captain, I think the captain said it already a few times, and there were already a few questions about it. We are all aware that we are playing tomorrow a very important but also a very difficult game. I think this game of tomorrow is maybe one of the most important games of the last 24, 25 years. By a victory we have a big chance to qualify. By a defeat, I think we can stop dreaming. So that means that it's very important, but it will also be difficult. Zimbabwe has always been a very difficult opponent, and it will not be different tomorrow. They are very motivated when I read their comments. Also, we don't have to expect favors from them. It was clear if you 2-3 weeks ago want to play this game in Botswana, when you played your four previous home games in South Africa, then you know that you have to, or you don't have to expect favors. But we don't need them. We don't need their favors. If we want to win, we want to do it correctly. And we believe in it. We are confident. The captain said it already. What I saw the last 3-4 days on training makes me very happy. The boys are very motivated. They also know what an importance the game of tomorrow has. But we are confident that we can do the job, and it's important certainly to win tomorrow. If we win, and God is with us, the last game against Rwanda can be totally different. Maybe we don't have to win anymore that game. So let's hope that that can happen, but we don't have to look too much to that. We just have to look to ourselves and try to win the game of tomorrow. But I don't think that tomorrow, if you play against Zimbabwe, that you have to think about 4 or 5 or 6 goals. Certainly not. So the most important thing is to win that game. And if you can't do it with nice football, then you do it with the mentality, like we did against Nigeria. That was not a nice game of football. It was more a fight, but we had to. We had to do it, and that is maybe one of the big progressions that team, or this team, made. That is, if we can't win it with good football, then we do it on mentality, and that will be very important tomorrow. Again, it will be a tough opponent, and maybe we can't find the solutions by playing good football. So, then we have to go to Plan B. And I didn't even thought till today, until tomorrow after the match at Rwanda. Rwanda is next week, so now the focus is on Zimbabwe, and that is the most important thing now, that we beat them. And I know that in this team there is such a mentality that makes me confident as a coach when you have two very important games in front of you. I was a little bit, how can I say that, maybe disappointed the moment the 3 points were deducted, that some people start to doubt that we could qualify for America. I never understood that. I never understood that. Because we were not beaten on the pitch, yeah, but not directly. So if you should have beaten by Lesotho or by Nigeria, maybe more possible. If then after you have been deducted for 3 points, if then you start doubting, that I understand. But now we played a good game against Nigeria. We won against Lesotho and all the other games. So why should we start doubting now and say, oh yeah, but there is no reason to do that. And I told it to the players also during this week. Don't start doubting, or don't think now that all those opponents are twice better than 2 months ago. Everything stays the same. The only thing is, if we should have 3 points ahead still now, we could have been qualified by winning against Zimbabwe. And that is a little bit different. But even with 3 points ahead, we had to win to be mathematically sure. We had to win the 2 games. So there is nothing changed.